Good afternoon. I am Tony Dattino. I'm the president of the Dattino Consulting Group and the founder of the USA Memory Championship. And at breakfast this morning, I read two articles. First, I read an article in the newspaper from an Associated Press story on the U.S. overdose deaths are spiking, which is concerning because we know there are people in need and their help, and what can we do to help them? And then that matched up with what I thought was an excellent article coming out of the November issue of the Harvard Health Letter. So I got this today, and it's the Harvard Health Letter, and they had this really, really terrific article that I thought gives us a level of hope. Easy ways to fight pandemic inactivity. So there are easy ways to fight pandemic activity. And as any of you have listened to my Live with Tony, I am just a sponge for reading. I subscribe to a series of academic and hospital newsletters and trying to distill the nuggets that come from those newsletters that can make a difference. And those that I have found that I use with my own life and with the life of those that I love and care about, and the coaching and the mentoring and the caring and the love that I have to want to make a difference in people's lives. And so I'm going to start on the upsetting and the downside of things. I was terribly, terribly upset to say we have more than 70,000. We keep thinking COVID's got 200,000 and God, the whole country's in a blaze over it. And here we have over 70,000 in 2019 that had drug overdose, and they're increased by at least 20% in 2020. We're already matching 19 numbers, and we're even through, they're looking at them through 7-8 months of the year, and we're going to have an increase of 85 to 90. They may go to 100,000. Drug overdoses, that's half of what we're talking about with COVID. And what are we doing about it? What are we doing to help people that are in this state of alone, where they've lost, here's the problem, those that were, how many they talk about here that were in programs that have now been shut down, and therefore they've lost the social contact. So how often have we said on my Live with Tony's the importance of social contact to our mental health? And here's this is the proof. They're taking people that were in programs, that were in social, they had mentors, they had people that they could see face to face, they could share stories, and they've taken away that social contact. And they have felt isolated, and they have felt alone, and they go back to drugs. And we're going to have close to 100,000 people on drug overdoses, and is anybody talking about it? AP story in today's newspaper. That's the frustrating side to me. My God, we've been talking about reach out to a senior, reach out to someone who feels alone, reach out to someone who's isolated. And what are some of the things that we can do to get through this? I keep talking about, work on your mental fitness. Get that mental fitness work. We have a online program, Maximum Memory Mastery. My goodness, it talks about the things we should be doing for brain health, how to make easy steps in moving yourself forward in mental fitness. How do you improve your memory? How do you improve your social interactions? My God, I wish we could get more people to go look at that program. It's online. It's an awesome piece of work. The people that have taken it and the feedback we've gotten has just been fabulous. It isn't the cure-all, because you've got to do the work that we recommend that you take in there, but it really breaks down the steps of what we need to be doing in maintaining good cognitive fitness and mental health, and improve our memories that then link into our creativity, our communication, our social interactions. Oh God, there's nothing more frustrating to me than seeing a problem, a challenge, and being able to quickly look at it and say, here are some things you might be able to do to bring yourself to a better place, be to a more Better place in life is what it's about. You're getting my frustration a little bit today, but let me get off the frustration, because this is a great article on the flip side. So what are some things that we can do? Doctor's orders. This is doctor's orders coming out of Harvard. Dr. Frates, Frates, I hope I get. You could do anything you can to get out of a chair or sedentary position where you're getting up and moving about. And he is recommending you do that at least in every hour. Now, God, I say, in a day, find an hour in a day. He's giving me a better idea here. Take 5 minutes every hour. And if you do that for an hour, you've done that 12 times during the course of the day, where he's basically saying, just get out of a sitting position once every hour, 5 minutes, and just physically do something. As easy as walking around the rooms in your house, just taking a tour of the house. Look at the walls, look at scratches, look for bugs, look for something on the wall, like on the floor, on a dresser, on a bureau, and just walk around the house and just observe that which is going about you. But the important thing is you have 5 minutes where you're up in an activity, and we all should be able to do that. I know I will get up out of my chair. I don't sit for more than an hour, and I get up and just move about. So the second thing he recommends, we can't all do this, but I know there is some point, maybe 3 or 4 hours into your day, getting out of the house. So I live in my own residence. It's in Windermere, Florida. I go out once a day and sit on the front porch, probably for 10 minutes. I might go out to the back lanai, looking at a pond with trees. And that's where I do my reading, and I may sit there for 10 or 15 minutes. It's part of work, but it's outside. Then I have a director's chair that I might sit in and read coming after that, to just get up from the table chair to sit up at a director's chair that looks out over the pond that we have in our backyard. But I'm being very proactive on things we can do, and they're helping me at least, and based on what Harvard is saying, they'll help you. They'll help you. So what tips? Set timers or apps that remind you when to take a break so that you stay active. So put something down that gets you going every 10 or 15 minutes. Second thing, keep a log of your breaks and what you did on each one, so that you just keep it. Hey, I did this for 5 minutes. I got up and I walked. I got up and I stood up and made a cell phone call. I stood up and I danced. You know what? Maybe I put on a song. I put on one of the music stations on the radio or on the TV set and went back to a genre that I like, and bing, I was able to do that. Next thing you want to do, get a buddy. Find somebody that you can at least, if somebody else one of the kids are in the house, take them by the hand and walk around the house with them. Say, okay, kids, we're going to take a walk around the house. We're going to study each of the rooms. Look for something unique in each of the rooms each time you do that. Make it fun. We have this infinite amount of creativity in our minds, and we can absolutely do that. We can absolutely do that. Work a muscle group. Do something in the morning. Start with your shoulders. Just lift something, a couple of pounds. This does not have to be like you're at the gym lifting 50-pound weights. Just take a couple of bottles of water or whatever you've got in the house, a couple of cans of food, and just lift them. Just alternately lift them. And as the day goes along, work on do a hula hoop. I don't know, we all have hula hoops, but make the motions of swinging around right and left. And do some exercises that move your hips. Then later in the day, stand on something that you can put some weight on and just lift your feet up. Do leg raises. Work your calves and your ankles. So during the morning you have shoulders, during the middle of the day you have your stomach and hips and waist, and then in the evening you're working your lower legs and your ankles. But work your different muscle groups. So there are things we can do to stay active. Get up and put some fruit, maybe that's lemon juice or something in a glass of water a couple of times a day, and stay hydrated. Make sure that and by the way, if you stay hydrated enough, you'll also go to the bathroom enough. Each of those count as getting up. So you'll be able to get up out of your seat, and that'll give you something that you'll go do for a couple of minutes and break the rhythm of it. Let me just see. Dancing, I already talked about, working a muscle group. If you've got stairs, going up and down stairs, if you can get outside, or even get to a window and just look at people, open the window, get some fresh air in. I know if you're in the Northeast, people are telling me the temperatures are dropping to the 40s and 50s. So just open a window for a couple minutes, get some cool air in, feel that freshness, and use that to get yourself back into your right spirit of mind. Stretch, they talk about, go mini hikes, complete some household tasks. You have one thing you can do in an hour that might take maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Clean a sink, clean a bathroom sink, get something ready for dinner that you can postpone till later, but at least get the prepping of it. But there's so many things that you can do throughout the course of your day. Get on a YouTube video. There's all kinds of videos now, exercise classes that you can get up and do. Just do one exercise. You don't have to do the whole half an hour. This is one of the challenges we found in the memory training is people want to dive into it and they want to just chunk it. What they don't realize is just taking your time and building a steady skill. All of a sudden what we've seen is people build a steady skill and it goes up and the skill goes up and then all of a sudden it rockets. But you put yourself into a rhythm, you know, when they call it momentum, or team players, they're in a rhythm now. The momentum is swung their way. You build your own momentum in your own rhythm and you get into that beat. But these are some of the things that go from, my goodness, we have to wait for 100,000 people to die versus are there things that we can do to stay mentally acute, socially active, and get away from some of the bad things that we need to do. Now, I've got a note here from Amin, and how can I absorb? Amin, I did a broadcast yesterday. If you could go back to my Live with Tony yesterday, it was per your request that I did one yesterday on how I will take chunks of information and break those down. The other thing I would suggest that anybody's looking to do chunks of info, Michael Dattino has really is knocking this out of the park. In 2 flavors, the Maximum Memory Mastery online course. He's offering to people that are getting that now during COVID, or at least for the next 30 days, he's offering 2 hours of personal one-on-one coaching for anyone that signs up on that course. So if you want to sign up on the Maximum Memory Mastery, I have a feeling he's going to get himself so booked up, it's going to be awesome. But he's got the Brain Fitness Academy he's going to be doing in December, which is amazing. He's got a grant that he's working on, but it's unbelievable the results that he's generating with a fireman, with a military Air Forceman, with a person studying for lawyer. Go to Maximum Memory Mastery. So you can go to the website, Maximum Memory Mastery, or if you wanted to go USA Memory Championship, there's a link that takes you to Maximum Memory Mastery. But if you want, Amin, go back to yesterday's broadcast. And it was about 15 minutes. I did that specifically per your request to put that out on my Live with Tony on Facebook. But Michael Dattino, you and he probably should have a conversation. What he always looks for is what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? Give me a sample of it. And then he lays out, here's what we can do to get you there. And then he picks the lessons within the Maximum Memory Mastery online course. And that also is the website, Maximum Memory Mastery. But from what Amin, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, is only, he wants to study. He's got some books he wants to study. He wants to pass an exam. And Michael has worked with people in the last several months that have done exactly that. And they've scored the highest every time. So he has got a gift. He's got this stuff figured out even better than Dad has, which I've worked on for 25 years. He has a passion for this, and when he gets stumped, he picks up the phone and he talks to some of the top neuroscientists in the country that he's made alliances with, and he helps people get to places that they just dream and wish that they can get to. So that is my broadcast for today. And I mean, if you want to talk with me, send me a note with what a good time is and your phone number that we can reach and talk. And over the next couple of days, I'll find some time and get on the phone and try to peel this down. Michael's on vacation until Sunday, so he'll be back picking up the pieces. And then we've got November 14th, we've got the virtual USA Memory Championship with Lumosity. and MIT, and that event is just exploding with the number of people that are interested in being a part of it. It's from 1 to 5, November 14th. We picked the Saturday after election Tuesday, so not the immediate. We thought that would be too crazy. So in any case, stay with me. We'll be back on Saturday. Have a good Friday. Enjoy yourself and take some of my tips. Tell me about some of the activities that keep you active and engaged. And they don't have to be the ones I suggested, but they have to be activities that get your oxygen levels up and moving about. We'll see you on Saturday.